Good afternoon. My name is Gustavus Fox. I am the Undersecretary of the Navy. I bring you greetings from Secretary Wells, who regrets that he could not be here today, as he is engaged in his own continuing and somewhat persistent illness. But he sends his gratitude, his thanks, and his best wishes. I should like to introduce a few of our visiting officers and guests. Rear Admiral John Dahlgren, commanding South Atlantic Blockade Squadron. Admiral Dahlgren. Dr. William Whelan, Chief of Bureau of Medicine and Surgery. Dr. Whelan. Acting Rear Admiral Theodorus Bailey, commanding East Gulf Blockading Squadron. Admiral Bailey. And United States Marine Captain J. Creel, commanding Marine Detachment USS New Ironsides. Captain Creel. We are gathered here today on the occasion of the commissioning of this fine ship with great hope. And I say hope, for we all know that even as we speak, the fighting forces of the United States on both land and sea are engaged in this terrible conflict. A conflict whose outcome, though uncertain, is a conflict for which we have great hope will come to a swift and positive outcome. And I am certain, along with Secretary Wells, that that positive outcome will ultimately be attributed in no small part to the efforts and service of just such ships. As you may know, we began this war with fewer than 50 ships at our disposal, and now, 3 years later, we have over 500 ships, thanks to the magnificent efforts of our shipbuilding industries. This particular ship, the Water Witch, isn't she magnificent? Though built before the war, is typical of efforts being made on duty for months at a time, requiring frequent refittings, and whose her crew, serves with dedication, commitment, and often a thankless job of blockade duty. Would now like to welcome and introduce to you our best friend, the Navy's best friend to us all, the President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you. Good morning. I am so honored and flattered to be here at the Brooklyn Navy Yard this day to help commission this fine ship. We need her on our waterways as quickly as possible to put an end to this terrible conflict.
Mr. President, Secretary Fox, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rear Admiral Hiram Paulding, the commanding officer of the Navy Brooklyn Yard. Here now the orders. To Rear Admiral Hiram Paulding, commanding officer, Brooklyn Navy Yard, New York, Navy Department, March 23rd, 1863. Sir, you will take command of the USS Water Witch, which is to report to you at the Navy Yard for repair and refitting. Ensure that the vessel is prepared to return to duty as soon as practicable. Be aware that this ship is intended for shallow water. Outfit her accordingly. After satisfying yourself that the ship is ready, turn over command of the vessel to Lieutenant Commander Austin Pendergrass. He is then to take the Water Witch to Port Royal, South Carolina, where he will report to Rear Admiral DuPont for duty. I am respectfully your obedient servant, Gideon Wells, Secretary of the Navy, Washington, District of Columbia.
Present! Forward!
I hereby deliver the United States ship Water Witch.
I relieve you, sir. I stand relieved. Attention to orders. To Lieutenant Commander Austin Pendergrast, temporary duty, Brooklyn Navy Yard. Navy Department, June 1st, 1863. Sir, you will proceed to the New York Navy Yard where you will report to Rear Admiral Paulding. Assume command of the steamer Water Witch. After satisfying yourself of the readiness of the ship and crew, proceed with haste to Port Royal, South Carolina, where you will report to Rear Admiral DuPont for duty in the squadron under his command. I am respectfully your obedient servant, Gideon Wells, Secretary of the Navy, Washington, D.C. I hereby assume command of the USS Water Witch. Executive Officer, set the watch and bring the ship to life.
Aye, sir. Engineer, start the engine. Bring the quarters. Head west.
Welcome aboard.
Saturday night at sea, that all the gallant sailor lads sing Saturday night at sea. I say now Saturday night at sea, my boys, Saturday night at sea, that all the gallant sailor lads sing Saturday night at sea. In Amsterdam, my mother may work well when I sing. In Amsterdam, my mother maid, and she was mistress of her trade. I'll go off the roving with you, fair maid. A roving, since roving's been my ruin. I'll go no more roving with you, fair maid. I couldn't make work well what I say. I couldn't make a coral one. I gave her whiskey, didn't she talk? I'll go no more roving with you, fair maid. A roving.
Yeah, let's get a picture of us. Let's take off some pictures. Okay.